Hey, what's up guys, it's Nick2, and today I'll be showing you guys the brand new exotic AR along with how to obtain it, and my personal thoughts on how strong I think it is and if it's worth using. Before I get into the video, I just want to quickly mention that if anybody needs help farming, setting up a build, or anything along those lines, feel free to email me at nick2biz@gmail.com and I would love to help you out. Also, I'm doing a giveaway over on Twitter for a Logitech G305, a $50 Amazon gift card, and a gift card of your choosing, either being a PSN, Xbox, or Steam card at the end of the month. And to join the giveaway, all you have to do is like this video, comment down below what you would like to win, follow me on Twitter, and retweet the tweet that is in the description that pertains to the giveaway. But with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So at the moment, there's only one person that I at least know of in the game that has the exotic AR, being Kim.com, who got it traded to him via JG Creative. So big shout out to those guys for letting me use this footage for the video. Unfortunately, I don't have any actual gameplay of the assault rifle, but I do have pictures of what it does and how it works, and we'll definitely get some gameplay out to you guys as soon as I can. But once I get it, it will be my main gun that I'll use, so you can definitely see me using it over on Twitch at twitch.tv/nick2 if you're interested once I finally get it. Alright, so in order to actually get the AR, it's pretty straightforward. It just drops from the bosses in the new raid. It has been said that it can drop from any of the bosses. I'm not entirely sure if that's actually the case. I honestly think that it would make more sense if it dropped from only the last boss, but once we know for sure, I'll definitely make sure to leave a comment down below to clarify. In terms of the drop rate of this item, it has been rumored that it's only a 1% chance per boss if it does drop from all bosses, or just 1% chance from the last boss, which sounds relatively accurate considering there's, I believe, well over 10 groups that have cleared the raid, but only one exotic AR has dropped that I'm aware of at the moment. But honestly, it could be anywhere from a 1% chance to a 10% chance, and of course, if a dev clarifies that, I'll make sure to leave it in the comments as well. One thing to note, the chance of getting the AR to drop is actually on a weekly lockout. So let's say that I clear the raid on one character and I actually don't end up getting the AR. I can't then get it a second time or have a chance of getting it a second time from re-clearing the raid on that same character again until the next week, because it's on a weekly lockout, right? So if I actually wanted to effectively farm this and I kept not getting it, ideally you'd want to have like 4 characters at level 30 and just do the raid on every single one of them. I have 2 at the moment. I'll probably level up a couple of them if I keep not getting them. The most that you'd be able to farm this weekly is 4 times if you had 4 characters. I know that it dropping from the raid is going to piss a lot of people off, but to be honest, I think you should be rewarded for completing something with that level of difficulty. And I mean, once you complete it, it becomes way easier to do the second time. We actually ran it a second time yesterday on stream, and Wids wasn't even there, so we had to substitute with somebody from the clan that hadn't even done the raid before, and it only took us an hour and a half, and we could have done it way better than we did. So it's really not all that bad once you cleared the raid one time. I actually really like the concept of there being an incredibly rare but very powerful item in the game, and I hope that they move on with this philosophy into the upcoming raids as well. It kind of reminds me of something like Warglaives or Thunder Fury from WoW, which is something that, you know, everybody remembers from WoW, and I think that's so important to have stuff like that in the game. It's super hard to get, but that also adds to the overall prestige of the weapon and makes it much more enjoyable once you eventually get it. And I think it's perfectly fair to have something like this as long as it isn't broken in PvP, and thankfully, this weapon is far from broken in PvP, but very good in PvE. With that being said, moving on to what the actual weapon is, it's a P416 variant, which is great since that's going to be the best AR in the game, and it has a ton of exotic talents. The first talent is Eagle's Strike, which increases your accuracy as you continuously fire up to 100% total accuracy, which seems very strong and sounds like a absolute ton of fun to play with. Just making your gun an absolute laser beam is going to be a huge DPS increase and is going to feel great. The second part of this talent reads Headshot Kills grant 100% reload speed, 35% damage, which is a ridiculous amount of damage by the way, and you also end up getting a tenacity buff for 10 full seconds. The strength of the tenacity buff is increased by 1% for body shots and 5% for headshots. I'm assuming that this is while the buff is already active, but not 100% sure on that. What the tenacity buff does is it reads 20 to 80% of damage taken is delayed until the buff expires. All of the total delayed damage is reduced for each enemy killed while the buff is active, up to 100% with 5 kills. So pretty much how it works is just every time you kill somebody, you not only get a massive damage buff, but you can also mitigate up to a total of 80% damage as long as you're hitting shots. and you can end up not even taking that damage at all, assuming that you're constantly getting kills. Additionally, while holstered, you gain 10% bonus armor while firing your current weapon, so if you thought you weren't already tanky enough with the potential damage reduction, you also get a flat 10% extra armor on top of everything. This gun also comes with weapon mods that are insanely strong as well. On the site, we have 10% extra crit chance, which is pretty nice, especially if you're trying to run a crit build, which I think is viable if you set it up perfectly, but only in a couple instances. But either way, 10% free crit chance isn't too bad. Then we have a plus 30 round mag, which is actually insane because none of the other ARs can get plus 30 rounds at the moment. And you also get plus 10% stability on the grip and 15% crit damage on the muzzle. Both of those are rather lackluster, but they're not terrible. Overall, I think this gun is probably going to be the best gun in the game for PvE when used in the right circumstance, because not only do you get an extra 35% weapon damage after every kill, just like Unstoppable Force, but you also get a huge amount of potential damage reduction, so you can play much riskier, meaning more potential damage output than you otherwise would with other guns. For example, if I was running around and I had to like stay in cover or not peek because I was taking so much damage, with this gun, if I wouldn't have to do that, that means that I'd be getting more damage output, right? But you also gain the 30 round mag, which results in a ton of extra DPS because you're going to be reloading less and able to shoot longer. On top of that, you also get some free crit chance and crit damage. And if you thought that wasn't enough, you might think that the accuracy talent isn't actually all that strong and isn't going to equate to too much damage, but if you think about it, even if you're only hitting 10% additional shots than you otherwise would have been without the extra accuracy, that's going to be worth more than any other weapon talent in the entire game, because you're just hitting more shots than you otherwise would, because you can't control the bloom on a normal assault rifle. It's just going to shoot all over the place regardless of what you do, right? So if you're hitting extra shots, that's just free extra damage that you're getting, which is going to be worth, like I said, more than any other gun talent could ever do. It's also worth mentioning that this gun is going to be the best in content where NPCs are going to die relatively fast, or if you're playing solo, meaning that you're getting the benefit from killing all of the NPCs, because if you're not able to consistently get kills, it might end up falling behind the damage versus a normal AR, because you're going to lose out on a weapon talent such as Optimist or Allegro or both of them. You're going to lose out on damage to elites weapon mods, and you're going to lose out from the extra headshot damage from the Nemesis or the rate of fire from the Chatterbox if you're using that, etc. But the accuracy itself could actually potentially be worth losing out on all of that, even in a group context where you can't consistently get kills or proc the buffs from the weapon talents. Although I'm not 100% sure of this, considering I have yet to actually use the gun or see gameplay of it so that I know how it functions. I'm not sure how consistently you can get the accuracy to be very high up there, but regardless, it seems incredibly strong for PvE, potentially the best gun in the entire game in that circumstance, and I can't wait to get it. I wouldn't worry too much about people coming into PvP and using it, because honestly, it's not going to be all that good unless the person is going to be able to chain kill people, in which case it could be very strong, or it could be on par with a normal AR if the accuracy ends up being as strong as I think that it could be. But I wouldn't worry too much about it being broken in PvP, so don't worry about people having it and then potentially bullying you, because it's not going to be that strong unless they're able to chain kill people and proc the buff over and over again. Otherwise, I think this is a perfect reward for completing the raid, and a pretty creatively designed gun, which I'm super stoked about, and I can't wait to see what Massive does in the future with the next raids. Anyways, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/nick2, and subscribe for videos similar to this one. Alright, I'll see you later, guys. Peace.
I mean, they have their side. They should have it.
That was very close.
I'm going to my server.
Ready?
It was so close. Again, I hit
Yeah.
twice.
I'm ready.
I'm
Go.
ready.
Go in.
Gotta
Yeah,
call
That
it
I
two,
mean,
two was really close. That was yikes.
The guys from 2 should always be at 2, because that's super hard from
Thanks.
1 to hit.
There's
There's
a
a
dog
doggo
between,
on
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
Purple only though. He's
Can you get it?
Purple,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I got a nade against
Yeah.
here, so I can nade.
I got crossbow.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too. Alright,
I have a
crossbow
nade
me.
ready. Crossbows.
Naded it. Front naded.
Naded. Back naded as well. Okay, go.
Okay.
Alright, so we're
full
just
focus now.
full DPS here, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going for it?
Yep. And then
Big
go to
dick,
your
Marco.
positions. Then you go to your positions. You gotta stay here till the end.
I
Oh,
got no
I'm
ammo.
shocked.
We need the damage. We need the damage. Okay, go to your
Alright,
positions
run,
now.
run.
Guys,
Yeah, I'm going
Going
to
two.
I'm going to 4.
Going 1.
Going 3.
Just instantly call out when it's yours. Just move a bit, move a bit. One.
One.
It's 1.
Got it.
Yeah, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess so, yeah.
Really?
Oh, drone just shot
No,
me.
free.
Can't do 3.
See the sharpshooter?
Come back. Oh, no. You should be able to do it. You should be able to.
Yeah, we're fine.
1.
4.
4.
Oh.
4.
I'm helping you
Dang
guys. Should be fine.
Can. Yeah, I'm at 2 already. Go ahead there.
You guys
Drop,
got that one
guys.
over there, right?
Next one's
2,
3,
2,
right?
2, 2, 2.
Yeah, now it's 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 4 was so close.
I don't know what's the time actually on it. Look how slowly it goes
Good job.
up.
Good job.
Good job, guys.
We're good.
GG.
And I don't
be
get
dead.
Fucking easy game. Easy
Yeah,
game,
fast
dude.
AU, you know.
Is it the
That's for
fastest?
sure.